Welcome to Her Life Unscripted podcast, inspiring burnt out, stressed out, and stretched thin women to embrace the unscriptedness of life. Hosted by Anna Osborne.
Hello, lovely ladies, and welcome to Her Life Unscripted, episode 67. It is a new month, a new theme, and holy smokes, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here with all of you. I am your host, Anna Osborne. And before we roll in, I would love to introduce you to a dear friend of mine who has been a gracious sponsor for the Shine Retreat. She was so generous to offer funds to us as a sponsor so that we could offset the cost of attending the retreat and also be able to just share about her work. She is an amazing individual. I have had the honor of knowing Gina Ballard since we were in grade school together, and she is just one of those human beings that when you meet her, you want to know her because she just radiates abundance and love. And yeah, she's just an amazing woman. She is a feng shui practitioner and an angel intuitive. And I am honored to know her. I'm honored to have her as a friend. I'm honored to have her as a guest on the podcast. And I just want to encourage all of you guys, if you are interested in any of the healing arts or those modalities, it is amazing what can come from it. And I encourage you to check out her website, GinaNicole.net. And I'll also include a link to not only her website, but also her episode of the podcast so you guys can give it a listen. But she's just magnificent. And I just want to say thank you to her for being a willing sponsor for the Shine Retreat. We are here at the beginning of August, which means the retreat is less than 2 months away. And we literally have a handful of spots left. I am so nervously excited. I know that sounds funny because, Mari and I have been planning this retreat for the past, 9 months, and it has been such a labor of love, and we've put so much of our time and energy into it. And I'm starting to get nervous because I'm so excited to meet all of you and to be in Laguna Beach at the end of September and just to soak in all of your guys' wisdom and strength and have this just connective, restorative, fun time to be able to have this Me Too experience where we feel like I'm understood, I'm heard, I'm honored, I'm valued, and really being able to take those teachings and incorporate them into our daily life. So I'm just really grateful to Gina for being a sponsor for the retreat, and I'm so excited for all of you that will be attending. We've got a handful of spots left. So if you are still trying to decide, I encourage you to decide now. Sign up now. You can register at shineretreatforwomen.com. And hopefully at the time of this airing, there are still spots left. As of this recording, there are less than 10. And yeah, so hopefully there's still some left because we'd love for you guys to be there. So that is what I want to start the show off with, is just a thank you and a gratitude to Gina for all of her support with this retreat. And we could not have done it without her support. So that is what's starting off. What also is happening this month is that my babies start kindergarten next week, and I am really excited for them. When they had their little promotion ceremony at the end of preschool in June, I kind of went in bracing myself for being really emotional because this is a big change for our family. And because I have twins, they are both launching at the same time. And it's just a big change. And as I was sitting there watching them and their friends and the cute little songs they sang and listening to their teacher, kind of talk about who they are and who they are in this world and what our hope for them is. And I realized I'm really proud of them. I'm really proud of who they are as individuals, as who they are part of our family, who they are as a young boy and a young girl. And I'm moving my sadness slowly into excitement because I really, really am proud of them. So it'll be interesting to see what next week brings as they officially start school. But I am excited that that sadness and kind of grief that I was really experiencing the last few months has shifted over to a lot of pride and a lot of excitement for just who they're becoming. So I'm getting teary-eyed, so we've got to change topics here. Whew, okay. But it's actually interesting because our topic this month is all about transitions and choice. And that when transitions happen in our lives, it leaves us with choices. And so it's obviously fitting this month, but it's interesting because last month I had a Reiki treatment. I went and had a kind of a holistic energy treatment, a massage, and also a Reiki treatment. And it was really interesting because the feedback I got from the healer was, and brace yourselves for this feedback, was that she told me that my life is passing me by. And yeah, I had the same reaction as you, right? Punch in the gut, a little bit of anger, a lot of sadness. And then she told me, next month is full of transitions and that I really need to be open to them and I need to stay in my purpose, stay in my service. How do I serve others? How do I serve my family? How do I serve myself? And initially when she shared this with me, that my life was passing me by, I was hurt deeply because I try to be present as best that I can. And I know that, like many of you listening, I struggle with it. I struggle with being completely connected in the moment. And I also know that that is a completely unrealistic expectation to place on myself. I cannot be completely present at every given moment, right? All I can do is try my best. And as I kind of reflected on what she said, like I said, there was a part of me that was deeply, deeply hurt. And there was a part of me that was really angry. And then there was a part of me that was very, very grateful. And the part that, for me, that was grateful was because I recognized I was being presented with a choice. And today we really are talking about this idea of, do we even have a choice? Right? When transitions happen and things happen to us, do we even have a choice? And so what I realized as this woman said these words to me was that I was there in that space, in that healing kind of holistic treatment, because I wanted to be open to the messages that I needed to hear. And the message I needed to hear in that moment was that life was passing me by. But the choice that I was given in that moment when I heard those words was, okay, is that a positive or a negative thing? Now, initially I heard it as a negative thing, right? All the shame got big, right? I'm too busy. I'm not present. I'm not prioritizing the right things. All those things that happen, right, when we hear something. And she even said afterwards, she kind of apologized and said, I'm sorry, if that felt abrupt. And I said, no, I'm open to this. I'm here to hear the message, right? I'm present to be open to this experience. And what I realized was when she said, your life is passing you by, I get to decide what that means for me. Does that mean it's passing me by and I'm doing it horribly? Or that life is passing me by and I get to decide whether or not I'm going to be present for it? And so that thing happened, right? Those words were said. And what it presented me was with a choice. And the next words she had is, this next month is really full of transitions. I need you to be open to them. I need you to stay in your purpose. What I realized when she said that was literally what I had experienced the next day at my kids', little promotion ceremony from preschool, was that I am in a huge transition right now. But being open, sitting there in my sadness at their promotion ceremony, I also had the ability to be in my purpose, right? Which in that moment was their mom, who is their cheerleader, who's there to support them. And that in my service is giving to them and nurturing to them. And that it allowed me to move into a sense of pride for them, of who they are and their personalities and their strengths. And so this question that we ask, right, as we're talking about transitions and choices this month is, do we even have a choice? And I know that for a number of you listening, you're shouting back at me, no. And I'm okay with that. And let me clarify why I'm okay with it. I believe that things happen in our life that are simply out of our control. We couldn't have prevented them. They're not our fault. We didn't deserve it. It's not fair. It's not okay. Absolutely 100%. As you all know, I am not a everything happens for a reason, something good will come of this kind of gal. But what I do believe is that when things happen in our life, we are then handed a choice. When transitions occur, we are now given an opportunity. How does this define us? What do we do with this transition? And that's where the choice comes in, my friends. That in that moment when change happens, tragedy strikes, we're evicted from our lives, right? Whatever the case may be, whatever unscripted moment catapults us to someplace that we never would have wanted to be. And yet we find ourselves there. We have an opportunity, we have a choice to say, how will this define me? How will it define me? Will I be cold and cynical and angry and revengeful? Or can it be possibly, potentially an opportunity to heal and live even more wholeheartedly? I had a beautiful conversation with somebody the other day, and they asked me what it means to live wholeheartedly. And obviously this is the crux of Brené Brown's work, right? And so I'm not in any way changing her definition. I'm sharing my interpretation of what I've learned from her work. And wholehearted living is showing up with all of our heart, right? That when we go through unscripted moments, we go through transitions, we go through evictions, part of our heart is broken, right? There's part of us missing when there's been loss, when there's been devastation, when there's been tragedy. And when we are living wholeheartedly, we're showing up with the broken pieces too. We're showing up and saying, I don't know what to do with all of these, but I'm here anyway. I don't know, or I don't want this opportunity that's been smacked at me, and yet I'm here anyway. I'm showing up raw. I'm showing up vulnerable. I'm showing up imperfect. That's wholehearted living, the way that I see it, is you show up with your broken pieces and still know that you're enough. And so this idea of, do we really have a choice? I believe yes. And not a choice in the bad stuff, right? But a choice of how do we let the bad stuff define us? Is it all of us or just a part of us? Because interestingly enough, when the good stuff happens, we don't question whether or not that's part of us. It's automatically kind of brought into the fold. And it is a part of it. We don't start going, oh, well, it's all of us, right? I got this promotion, so that is all of me. No, it's a part of us. And we just take that and we're okay with it. But it's the bad stuff, the unscripted stuff, the scary stuff that we then fight and go, oh my gosh, this is all of me. Choice has been taken away. Tragedy is struck. And this is all I have. But the truth is, if the good stuff isn't all of us, it's just a part of our story, then does the bad stuff have to be all of our story? Or can it equally be a part of our story, not all of it? And I really believe that's where choice is. Choice lies in the opportunity of what we do with it. And it's a journey. There's times in my life where tragedy has struck and I didn't automatically move into a place of choice. I was stuck in the pain of it all. And that's part of the journey. You don't get to the integration. You don't get to the wholehearted living with your broken pieces. You don't get to finding the choice of how the bad stuff defines you until you've been in the pain of it. There is no feeling that we can process, manage, experience without going through it. I think of it like a tunnel, like a train tunnel, right? We used to go camping all the time up in Donner Lake as a kid. Every year we went, and they had these trains called the growlers, right? And they're these cool, that literally when they went on the train tracks and you could hear them from the campground, they didn't make noise like regular trains. For whatever reason around the lake, they growled. And it was the coolest train noise, right? And so sometimes we would hike up to the train sheds and just kind of be close to them as the growlers went by. And when you are going through a tunnel, right, whether you're on a train or in a car, when you're going through a tunnel, the darkest part is the middle, right? You're going, it's getting darker, and then you reach the middle of the tunnel and it is absolutely the darkest. And our tendency when we get in the darkest is to slam on the brakes and go, holy crap, I'm scared. Holy crap, this hurts, right? That's what our tendency is. But we know that you have to keep going through. Then in order to get to the light, in order to get to the healing, in order to find the choice, you have to move all the way through the tunnel. And that really is my encouragement to all of you guys, this question of, do you have a choice? You may be in a place right now where that tunnel is so dark, you cannot find the choice. You cannot find the opportunity here. It is pain, pain, pain. And I promise you, the only way to move through it is to go through it. You can't change your direction in a tunnel. It's unsafe. You can't do it. You can't go backwards. You can't go right. You can't go left. You can only go forward. And so if you are in the darkest part of your journey right now, my heart is with you. My heart is with you when you are in the darkest part of your tunnel. And my encouragement to you is that right now in this moment, there probably isn't choice. You probably can't see it. And that's okay, but I encourage you to keep moving forward. Because the light is there, the healing is there, the hope is there. And it's okay that you can't see it right now. It's not your job. Your job is to keep moving. The job of those around you is to hold the space knowing that there is light as you continue moving forward. And it's okay to ask other people to hold that for you right now. Doesn't mean that they give you anecdotal advice or they tell you something good will come of this. No. It's saying right now it is so dark for me. I can't see any other possibility. So I need you just to hold that light for me so that when I move along the tracks far enough, I'll see you on the other side holding it and I'll know that I'm making progress. That's my encouragement to you. There are people around you that love you like crazy that will hold that light if you ask them. And for me, I'm holding my light for you. I'm holding the light to let you know that as you keep moving forward, there is light, even if you can't see it right now. And so the connection that we have, the ability that we have to kind of transcend the airwaves and be in this moment together, I'm holding that light and I'm happy to hand it to you when you're ready. And if that feels like something that rings true to you, reach out, let me know. And you're also welcome to let me know when you're ready to hold it back because it's yours. You are full of light and full of choice, even in this moment if it doesn't feel like it. And so that light is yours for the taking. One really, really cool exercise is actually being able to light a candle and literally watch the candle burn as you breathe energy into the things that need to be burnt up and float away. Create a visual experience of being able to see what it's like to release and let fire consume and evaporate. And use that as an ability to say, I don't see my choice right now, but I need to hand these things over because they're not mine to make sense of. So that's my encouragement to you, all of you. And I encourage you guys, please do reach out to Anna at Her Life Unscripted and let me know this idea of choice. Where do you fall with it? When transitions happen and tragedy strikes, where are you with choice? It's okay if you disagree. I'm okay with that. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. And as always, thank you for letting me into your worlds, into your hearts. It's an honor and a privilege. And I cannot wait to chat with you all soon. Take care.
Want to learn about the latest retreats, workshops, and speaking events hosted by Anna? Head over to herlifeunscripted.com to get in on all the juicy details. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast so we can continue to grow our amazing audience. Lastly, be sure and send in your voice feedback via the SpeakPipe app or to Anna at herlifeunscripted.com. We can't wait to hear from you.